The walled garden at Auckland Castle was originally commissioned by Bishop John Cosin in the 17th century. It's one of the first of its kind in the northeast of England. The garden is known to have featured heated walls and innovative glass hothouses to grow vegetables, flowers and exotic fruit for the bishop and his guests. In summer 2016, we undertook an archaeological excavation on the site involving members of Durham University's Archaeological Services and volunteers from the Auckland Castle Trust. This was carried out ahead of a reimagining of the walled gardens. Ultimately, you don't ever know what you're going to find until you put the spade in the ground. So until we actually start digging, we may have preconceived ideas about what we're going to find, but they don't usually match up with what we end up finding.
There's something there, there's anticipation that you might find something. So I think that's what it was. It's like, you know, what am I going to get here? What's going to be happening?
As you start to uncover things in this garden and you kind of think about, well, you know, somebody's lived their life on that surface. Somebody's cooked there, somebody's ate there, somebody's laughed there, somebody's cried there. And you get a direct connection with people who've lived in the past.
You're trying to put a story to what you find. You're trying to make things seem more human, you know, that they belong to the people.
It seems to be that wherever you dig a trench down there, something pops out, either a stone wall you weren't expecting or a piece of some ancient boiler house or flue going somewhere that you don't know where it's going to. It's been sort of beyond our wildest dreams what we've actually found in there. It's just amazing.
We had the bones of what the documents were telling us, the various maps going back to the early 19th century. And then we've started to look at specialist buildings within the garden. So they built a series of glass structures, and the whole aim of it was to grow fruit in particular for the consumption in the castle and for giving to your friends. Peaches, apricots, apples, pears, and then under glass, the king of fruits, the pineapple production, which is quite an achievement in the northeast of England in the middle of the 18th century.
First thing I found, clay pipes. Actually, clay pipes is probably the first thing of any interest I found. It's exciting because you think, well, I'm the first person to have touched this in what, 200, 300 years?
A veil pin that attaches to a wimple. How did that get down there when it was all usually male clergy? There's been a nun and she wasn't supposed to be in the walled garden.
You know, I mean, often we found on this dig that, you know, you uncover a small feature. It might look like the beginning of of some pipe work, or it might look like the beginning of a flue for carrying hot air through the greenhouses. And you follow it and you follow it and you follow it, and you realise it's much more complicated than that. But, you know, that's been part of the fascination of this dig.
I think one of the best bits that we've excavated has been a furnace beneath the upper peach house. Complete, no previous record of it, nobody knew anything about it. And then we have it all cleared out. We have this fantastically preserved room, everything as it was, basically the day it was left. And in there, in the coal bunker, is the coal shovel as well. That is one of those moments where people can understand that it's not just things you're digging up, it was part of a real life to other people. Yeah, it was, I think it was a moment for everyone that was working on it.
And since I've been digging here, I've sort of got a renewed interest in the castle and the town, yes, certainly. I now think that I might end up probably volunteering in the castle when it reopens again.
I knew a fair bit about the castle, but while I've been here, I've learnt an awful lot more about what's happening over the summer, and it's made me much more interested in Auckland Castle as a place. I'll be looking out with interest to what happens when the castle reopens and the new faith wing has been built.
I suppose it has changed me. It makes you try to expand your mind a lot more. You tend to willing to take on new things other than just going down the same track. My life is better from doing the archaeology.
It's kind of an involvement thing, really. It's just nice to say, well, I did something. I did something towards the future of the town or anything else. Yeah, I've definitely discovered a new appreciation for the town and what it has to offer the residents and people from the outside. So it's going to be good.